What's up, you sexy nerds? I am Wildfire1. You're watching and listening Nerds New Sexy Entertainment, the podcast. This is episode 198. We are almost done with the season. We have, 3 more episodes left, and then season 10 is done. It's gone by quick. But with me today is my usual co-host that likes to talk about nerdy shit up there.
Monster74 here.
Before we did this season, I went out to certain people I knew that, and I think I mentioned this on the Transformers podcast, that I knew would probably be interested in being a part of this. And the next person was very interested, and there is.
Hello, I am Laserkid.
So, the topic today is going to be Dragon Ball, which is why I'm wearing a Scouter.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Is this the right show? Did I show up to the right one?
I don't know.
Not sure.
Careful, Vegeta and Nappa might come down.
Yeah, they can have it. I'm not going to fight them. Best I got is a toy lightsaber. That's not going to help.
So yeah, we're talking Dragon Ball, and this has been a long time coming. We've talked about doing this podcast since season 1, and I just kind of held off on it because somewhere in my heart of hearts, I knew that Dragon Ball was going to continue, and it did. Oh boy, did it! Oh boy,
yes, we had a renaissance for quite a while.
Yes,
and it looks like it's coming back again.
Yeah, and that's some good news. I'd heard towards the end of this month we're supposed to get some news about like a DAIMA season 2.
We don't know what it's going to be. It could be It could be anything.
That's what I read.
I wish it was super.
Something is coming.
Something is coming.
Some people are saying super. Some people are saying DAIMA. There's a super. Some people are saying super remake. I don't buy that for a second. But that's something. It could be anything. It could be a game. We don't know.
Yeah, so we'll find out. There's some big Dragon Ball news coming into the end of January supposedly. So that's gonna be cool. But we're just here to talk about our love for Dragon Ball, like how we first got into it, our favorite episodes. We're not gonna go arc by arc, season by season. We're not gonna go episode by episode.
We'd be here all day. Besides, nothing beats the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. Nothing.
So some of us have been here since the original Dragon Ball when it first was coming out on Cartoon Network. For us, when it was cut, and then for the longest time we had to, because like after the Frieza saga, we got nothing.
Before it was on Cartoon Network.
Well, some of us were watching it before it was on Cartoon Network.
Back on syndication, man.
But I got really into it during the Frieza saga, which is one of the reasons Frieza's my favorite villain.
That's probably the best saga.
Yeah. Some people will disagree, but I agree.
I put it top 5 for sure.
But like, I think Dragon Ball Z, in my opinion, is where, and I'm might be saying this because that's where I kind of came in, because I watched Dragon Ball Z and then I watched Dragon Ball. I didn't watch Dragon Ball until after I got into it. And I got a few things to talk about Dragon Ball because I just rewatched Dragon Ball, all the episodes on Hulu, I believe, recently, and because I
did see that drop there, yeah.
Because I haven't really got to see them all back when because they were on Cartoon Network for a while, and then I lost my access to Cartoon Network. But the problem was everything else that showed Dragon Ball showed it like not in order. So one minute like little Goku would be fighting the Red Ribbon Army, the next minute he just met Bulma. So
that's not helpful.
No. So I more or less said, fuck that. Hold on, I gotta take the Scouter off.
Oh, are we going by the dub or the sub? Because one is 5,000, one is 9,000.
It's 9. The actual number is 8,000. The meme is 9,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Back when Vegeta's hair was brown. You guys act like we don't remember, but we remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
When they first showed him,
yeah. And he had that because it's funny because Chris Sabat wasn't the original voice actor for Vegeta.
No, that was Brian Drummond.
Yes,
the man, the myth, the legend, my Vegeta of choice.
Which he did good too. Like I can't, but I'm because of all the years that Chris Sabat's been doing it.
I can't hear nobody else.
I can't hear no one else. So yeah,
I totally can. But he grew on me. His later renditions of Vegeta are great. His early Vegeta stuff is so bad.
I think he was trying to mimic.
He was. He absolutely was. They all were. Because they were trying to transition from the Ocean cast to the in-house cast, and a lot of that early dub kind of suffers from that.
Oh yeah,
from the Funimation dub, which
then again,
it also suffers from several other just terrible decisions. But
you got to remember that Dragon Ball Z came out in the it was on Toonami. I mean, it was before
Oh,
that.
I remember. I was
know,
there.
I know. But it was on Toonami, and this is more for the listeners and the viewers than anything. But it was on Toonami, and before that, it was on like random channels.
It was a syndication through Saban of all people,
yes,
actually.
But anime at that time wasn't anime as we know it today.
No.
It was, I want to say it was the birth of anime in America. Now, anime has been around for a long time.
It was around before that, but it was the boom.
But the boom where people finally started getting into anime was through stuff like Toonami and stuff like that. You got Cartoon Network is a very big part of why anime has become.
Oh, yeah. Without Toonami, anime in the US would not be where it is.
Yes.
I talk about Toonami every week on another podcast. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I figure without going further, we kind of have to give Toonami a big clap, big some kudos, because without that, we wouldn't I don't think anime would be like it is now.
I would never have gotten into it.
Without Toonami, Dragon Ball Z would have ended in the middle of the Frieza arc, and we'd never have seen anything else.
Yep.
Like the syndication run failed. It didn't pick up until Toonami, and people demanded more, and then they brought it back with a new in-house cast, and that's the cast everybody knows now.
Which is why and I remember this, and this is what I was getting to earlier, but then we got sidetracked. I remember watching all the way to like the middle of the Frieza arc where Goku is powering up his spirit bomb, which, by the way, fuck those 12 episodes. I say 12, I don't know how many episodes they are. But all 12 episodes with him and his hands in the air. I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done. Fuck that. Fuck all. That's why Kai is so much superior to the original.
Cutting that filler right on out. Also, Kai has an uncensored correct dub.
Yes.
They actually took the care to actually accurately translate. Kai's the way to go if you're doing the dub.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I like
the sub.
I loved how
I'm with you. I prefer the sub for Z.
I loved how it's because I got into it. When as a kid, you're always it's like losing your virginity. It's like losing your virginity. You're always going to remember where you cut your teeth on.
I have a soft spot for the Ocean Cast for that exact reason, because I found Dragon Ball in 1995. I was 14 years old, and then Z was 96. Same thing.
So, for the longest time, we didn't get anything past Goku powering up his fucking spirit bomb.
No, it was even further back.
Was it?
The season 2 cutoff when he was just about to fight Burter.
Oh, that's right.
And he's getting ready to fight Burter, and Vegeta's like, "Oh, he might be a Super Saiyan."
Oh yeah, that was always the thing. That was always throughout the whole Frieza arc, and I get why they did it, but it was always like, he's gonna be a Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. So I've got a boner for Super Saiyans. It was all that. I'm gonna be a Super Saiyan. No, I'm not a Super Saiyan. Kakarot, you have to be a Super Saiyan. That's all it always. That's all Frieza's was. And I don't get me wrong. I stand by it. Frieza's arc was fucking great. That whole story was great. But they laid on the Super Saiyan sandwich very thickly.
They got Super Saiyan sized fries.
Yeah, it's just my power level went up. I have to be a Super Saiyan. No, bitch, you're not. You'll know when you're a Super Saiyan.
A lot of that,
especially after,
because the Frieza Force obsesses over the power levels.
Yeah,
they don't mean anything. That's the point.
Well, I want to say they meant something then.
No, not even then.
Oh, really?
The entire point of power levels was that the Frieza Force overly relies upon them, and they're not useful.
That makes sense.
Because what do the Earthlings do? They suppress their ki. Mm-hmm. Oh, your power level's 5.
Your power level was... You lied to us. Yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
The power level scanner was never useful, and it was an over
for that reason.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But also because the numbers didn't really.
Well, if you think about it,
what they thought they did.
If you think about it, the reason that made it unuseful because if you think about it, it worked up until they met the Earthlings, right?
Well, yes and no, because it worked for them. But the problem you run into, even besides the Earthlings, is
because the Namekians could do it too, right?
Well, yeah, Namekians could do it too, but that's not what I mean. Take, for example, the Raditz fight. Goku and Piccolo, other than trying to sneak up on Raditz, didn't suppress their ki, and their ki was far below Raditz. By power level standards, they should never have stood a chance. But they used tactics and grit to overcome a power that was way greater than them. So going, oh, my power level is 20, yours is 1, I win. It's not that easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was just like in any battle in general or a war or what have you.
There's more
if
to it
you,
than the stats.
yeah, if you and also Raditz was also, let's be honest, he was dumb as far as being a combatant because
he was overly relying on that power level.
He was
he was part of that.
He was overly relying on brute strength and his power level, thinking that he could just power through it, which he almost did. But
then there was a Gohan for that.
Yeah. So
I think Raditz could have a comeback.
A lot of people think that. I don't know.
I mean, let me put it this way. What would you do with that?
Especially now.
Well, now, yeah, but like,
but even
I always thought
then,
Raditz could have been used later on. They brought Nappa back in GT.
Don't mention. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that
too.
GT.
I love GT.
I'm glad you liked it because we're going to get to that.
Mainly, I like the baby Vegeta. Is my favorite. And I liked all the Shinrons.
I appreciate
basically all the bad parts.
I appreciate that you like it. I appreciate you because I'm
giving you crap, but everybody loves their own.
I don't like the beginning of it with like the doctor, whatever the fuck his name is.
I just got done watching. I just got done watching the original Dragon Ball, like I mentioned, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try GT because I remember when it first came out, when they first aired it on Toonami or Cartoon Network, I couldn't get past the baby arc. I started watching the baby arc, and
I love the baby arc.
It got so bad.
There's only one good part for GT, and that's the Super 17 arc. Everything else is bad.
Super 17 arc is really good too.
That's like the only part.
I like the transformations. That's the thing. I like the Super Baby transformations. I like how he took over.
But it don't make any sense.
It don't make no sense. No, it's stupid.
That's probably the beauty.
I love how they look. I love the look of it.
That's probably the beauty of it. But the thing, what I'm getting
to, we got to see Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite.
What I'm getting,
I like it way better than
which was retconned up until DAIMA, by the way. DAIMA.
So, yeah, I think DAIMA. The hands are too big. The proportions.
They got the
off.
monkey hand. Well, they were trying to kind of make it more primal, connected to the Ozaru, which GT was also. So it does make sense.
But going back to GT, I got to say this before it leaves my mind. I had to stop. Like I even told LK this. I'm like, I'm really trying to watch.
We had quite a conversation.
To watch GT, I'm really trying. And then like all those fucking feelings of watching it on Cartoon Network came back, and I'm like, I remember why I hate this because I got to the baby arc again. I got to the baby arc, and it was just like I got to the part where I think Goten is his first.
I am baby. I will have my revenge on the Saiyans.
Yeah,
he has reasons, but his revenge on the Saiyans is revenge on one random guy who is the least connected to the Saiyans out of everything. But that's the guy he's chosen to represent the entire Saiyans because reasons.
Well, I mean, he did kill his papa more or less.
Oh, the doctor.
Which that guy was unlikable too. Like the whole arc of that.
Whole part is unlikable.
We're not gonna talk too much about GT, but
I'm a Super Baby lover. I like his look.
I appreciate,
especially the third form when it's the fucking whatchamacallits.
I mean,
but that's the whole reason why. That's the whole reason why I like Frieza too, because Frieza's third form is my favorite form of Frieza.
Xenomorph look.
All Baby is I'm gonna say it's in the most blunt, probably like the worst way I could say it. All Baby's arc was Majin Buu's arc, but made retarded.
I can't argue that.
That's all it was. It was basically Majin Buu, but a stupider version.
Transformation.
This is where Dragon Ball as a whole series has an issue with, and you and I talked about this. Okay, is Dragon Ball? You guys will always not even that. I'm talking storytelling. As a whole, storytelling. You get into Dragon Ball, the first few episodes, and it's good because they're teaching you the characters, you're learning whatever, but it's always slow. It's always
Dragon Ball's slow if you're watching the anime.
It's always
the manga is a lot faster because it's a manga.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball's full of filler, and not just filler episodes. They elongate scenes because they're trying not to catch up to the manga.
Yeah.
This is something that I loved about DAIMA. Is DAIMA didn't do that because it didn't have to. Super didn't have a manga to follow either, and there was a concurrent manga, but it was doing different things. And yet Super still ran slow. I don't know why.
All three of us has watched DAIMA, right?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I finished that a while
We'll
back.
discuss
I finished
DAIMA,
it in
right?
Japanese.
We'll discuss DAIMA soon because
Nice.
I got some words to
I
say
watched
about that
it
too.
all in Japanese and all in English.
But
DAIMA
Super-
was
I haven't
great.
watched it in English at all.
Oh, you should. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, they did good. The Super in my opinion was a good series. Was it not? It was
Super
better.
is not bad.
It wasn't better than Z, but
no, GT is the one thing that's worse.
Monster, let me open your eyes to the world. Let me take the veil off your eyes here.
It's one of the one that I routinely followed. That's why
most people hate.
I watched it, but GT I followed it. Like I followed it from the beginning to the end.
But the thing about GT is it had very minimal Akira Toriyama involvement. Now that's true for
Yes.
Super as well, but at least for Super, he wrote storyline outlines. GT, literally all he did for GT was a couple of character designs, and that's it.
Toriyama, by that point, washed his hands of Dragon Ball because he was tired of it. It was something he's been doing for so long that he just wanted to take a break from, right? Yeah, that could. I mean, if you think about it, you see it at the end of the Buu arc. He was starting to make boosts.
The whole Buu arc is just Toriyama going.
Well, that's supposed to be ending it.
Well,
Buu arc was supposed to end it.
Yeah, but he was done. He was done mentally by that.
Yeah, he was. There was a lot of rumors about when he was or wasn't supposed to NC. He never actually intended to NC until he did. And there's signs for that.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is when he finished the Cell arc, that's when his editors were like, "All right, you can do whatever you want," and that's when he did whatever he wanted. The Buu arc, which is considerably sillier and goofier and bouncing off walls, that's what Toriyama wanted to do the whole time.
Yeah. Well, you saw that in the original
with Gotenks and all that.
You saw a lot of what Toriyama wanted in the original Dragon Ball, I think.
Well, yeah, because there in the manga there is no Z. It's all Dragon Ball from Pilaf to Buu. It's all just Dragon Ball.
Oh, that makes
sense. An anime convention.
Okay, that makes sense. So let's briefly go over Dragon Ball, the original, because I have a few things I want to talk about.
You're talking about the GOAT, the best series they ever did.
I disagree, but only a little bit.
I've not watched the whole entire.
It's on Hulu, Monster, and
I don't have
Hulu. It's on Crunchyroll.
It's on Crunchyroll, but
you can buy it if you really want to.
It's not bad. Dragon Ball is an
if you haven't watched Dragon Ball, you do not. I'm literally gonna say if you have not watched Dragon Ball, you don't understand Dragon Ball Z.
Because I watched some of it, but I have not watched all of it.
If
like
you
the
have
whole
not watched Dragon Ball, from beginning to end, you are missing context.
I think you're right.
See that context for a good chunk of my life. I didn't see Dragon Ball until I was in my mid-20s. Because it wasn't available.
Yeah.
Outside of the Pilaf arc, which I had seen, and I was confused because when I watched Dragon Ball in 1995, it's the Pilaf arc, and then 1996 it's the Saiyan arc, and I'm like, they throw Piccolo out as Goku's old enemy. I'm like, Pilaf grew up? I didn't know what was going on, and there was no internet presence, at least not to this degree in 1996. I did find out eventually, thanks to the internet.
Yeah. Well, it's a little easier to know about this stuff now. Getting that information is a little easier, and
you can watch it anywhere.
But
pretty much,
Dragon Ball as a whole is a good series. It really is. It's got that whimsy. You can see Goku's youth, and this is where I'm gonna say GT kind of dropped the ball. I think DAIMA did good on this with Goku being a kid again. But GT dropped the ball because when Goku was turned into a kid again, he kind of went back mentally too. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. But either way, I thought that was a stupid part of GT because Goku had already grown up. He knew he was an adult. He just knew.
He's an adult at this point. He's got 2 kids.
Yeah,
and a grandkid.
So and then all of a sudden now he's acting exactly like he did when he was that age. No, come on, that's bullshit. But GT was again another reason why I didn't like GT. GT is I can't get past the fucking. I'm repeating myself.
I can't get past the Black Star Dragon Balls. Piccolo Daimao made them. They shouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah. So because that original Piccolo is dead.
He he got merged back in, just like the original Dragon Balls went away because
Yeah.
Kami merged with Piccolo.
Exactly.
Anything that Piccolo DAIMA made would also have disappeared because he also merged with Kami.
It's bad
They're both
storytelling.
gone if
It's
that
just
happens.
bad storytelling.
It really is.
That whole is just bad story, in my opinion. If you guys
Well,
like
didn't
it,
Dende remake the Dragon Balls?
yeah, but that's Dende.
Yes,
that with his
that's
power.
Dende. Yeah, that's Dende's Dragon Balls. That's not the Black Star Balls.
Yeah, the Black Star balls were supposedly the balls that Piccolo made when he came to Earth, when he was evil or not evil before they separated as Piccolo and Kami, which that's why they're the Black Star Dragon Balls. Oh, and plot arc, they go all across the universe. And
well, in all fairness, with GT, I watched it when I was like 11, 12.
That's fine. I'm not judging you for liking it. I'm not judging no
if
one.
You like it, you like it. We're
like
just
it.
telling us why we don't.
I just can't get past. Even now,
I can watch that over and over, and I'll still like
I'm
it.
glad because I can't. I had to stop it.
No, I can't handle GT.
I stopped at the baby arc. I couldn't stomach it. I watched the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe. I'd rather watch that than GT.
I've never watched that.
It was shit.
It was shit. We talked about that one.
It was shit with like a few sprinkles of goodness in it, but it was mostly shit.
Yep, I agree with that. And I'd probably rather watch that than GT as well.
Yeah, so going back to the original Dragon Ball, I love the original Dragon Ball. You get to see Goku's whimsy as a kid, him growing up, how kind of, he was always dumb. God bless Goku, but he was always dumb.
Oh yeah, I mean, and he was dumb for a reason. He was raised in the middle of a mountain by a mountain hick, and then that mountain hick died, and he had to kind of piece together by just being in nature.
Yeah,
of course he's dumb.
I have maybe two major bitches about, and these are like nitpicking bitches about Dragon Ball. You could tell in some scenes, you could tell Toriyama was milking the humor, and this isn't the bitch. This is just me being.
Oh yeah, no, he loves his toilet humor.
Which was hilarious. The scene where the one ninja gets the fucking power pole up his ass, and he's like, there's like 5 minutes of him on his hands and knees going, ah! Like, I'm not kidding, it's like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, and about 3 minutes in, I'm like, okay, Toriyama, this is enough. I've seen it. It's hilarious.
Some of the anime stretching it out.
Yeah, but so then that's not really a bitch. That's an observation. My two major bitches is one, for what appears to be a kid's cartoon, you get to see Goku naked way too much.
Yeah, that's fair. That comes down to Japanese standards.
Yeah, Japanese.
I get it, but I don't need to see Goku naked like 5 times an episode, and it felt like that the first.
I get that, but I also wouldn't want them to censor because that's what they did. Initially. And
well, when they do censor it, we get things like the One Piece censor that we got.
Yes, well, and they would like do digital paint to try and cover it, and it doesn't look great.
I'm okay with that, but maybe instead of like censoring it, or rather in this case,
just leaving it,
just cutting it. Cutting it out. Or not.
I'd rather they not touch it, but just leave it. It is what it is.
Well, I'm just saying. There's only so much Goku get dick I can see. I know they did that in GT as well. Like, I'm
not saying I like Goku dick. I'm just like, given the options, the other options aren't better.
Words I never thought I'd hear, except for if it was like Chi-Chi. I never thought I'd hear someone say, I never said I like Goku dick.
I never said I like Goku dick.
But that's my first bitch. Is there's just too much naked Goku. The second, and they kind of got away with the second bitch, and they kind of did away with this towards like later on, was Goku trying to touch everyone's genitals, which I first was hilarious.
The fat pat.
Yeah, which was
he does that because he doesn't know. He can't tell it.
I understand why.
Until he can.
Yeah,
and I understand. Goku has no. I think that's hilarious. I don't have a problem.
It's funny. It's funny the first few times, but when he starts doing it to like young Chi-Chi, I'm like, oh, Goku, don't. This is how you. I know he doesn't, and that's again one of the best things about Dragon Ball, the original series, the first Dragon Ball, was that Goku was so innocent and dumb, because we can all relate. We were all like that once.
Oh yeah.
And the whole, and then there's that whole infamous scene, which this isn't a bitch. This is something I love, when he finds out that Bulma doesn't have any balls.
They censored that in the
they did.
Ocean dub.
They did.
They made it sound like he left food out and the ants got into the cabin.
Yeah. So, and the original monster, because you probably
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
He's looking for pillows because Grandpa Gohan let him sleep on his balls.
Well, his lap, but yes.
His lap as a pillow.
So He tried that with Bulma.
He's looking for her for Bulma. He pulls down her pants to try and find him because he can't find him. She don't got him. He's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Well, you told the abridged version, but yes. He put his head there and realized there's no balls. And he goes, no balls. And then he literally looks at her skirt. I think takes her panties off. Because Master Roshi got a view later on because of that.
Yes. She pulled up her shirt thinking she had her panties on.
She was wearing her nightshirt. And she was pulling it up thinking her panties was on, and Master Roshi's nose automatically started bleeding. And
Master Roshi had a very good day.
Yes. Though, I mean, those are and they're not even really big bitches. I loved the Dragon Ball series. I loved the Red Ribbon Army when they introduced it. And that's when, in my opinion, that's when it really took its stride. And then...
I go a little further than that, but I do like Red Ribbon. Red Ribbon's very good.
Well, it's when when the show got kind of like a purpose.
For me, it's the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai when they introduced Chen Chin-Han and Chaozu, and you had the tournament arc with rival school factions.
Yes,
and Jackie Chun's come back, and
I've seen that
all
part
going on, and that picks up right into the Piccolo arc, right into the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, which is the best Dragon Ball has ever been and ever will be, in my opinion. That whole arc, the final tournament that Goku actually wins. That arc is god tier.
Well, that's also
cannot beat that.
That's also when you're introduced to like an older Goku. You know what I mean? They don't even know who he is.
No, also an older Chi-Chi.
Goku is training with Kami and oh goddamn, Mr. Popo. Thank you, Mr. Popo. For what, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years? I forget.
I think it was 3.
It was 3, yeah, because they made the tournament 3 years apart.
And I love that little continuity bit to bit from the 22nd through the 23rd with Piccolo in the middle. That is the best run of Dragon Ball the series has ever had, in my opinion. That's martial arts, storytelling,
it's up
drama. You've got all kinds of great stuff. And at the end, Goku gets the girl, he beats the bad guy, and he gets to tell off God.
That's also
spoiler. Yeah, Kami's literally just God. They call him in the dub the guardian of the no. Kami
is literally translated, right, to God.
Yes. Within Dragon Ball, before Z, the idea was that Kami is literally God and Piccolo is literally the devil.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
Yeah. That's why Kami was like, I split myself into two, one good, one bad. Yeah, that's, and then kind of like the little backstory after that where they're trying to save the Ox King. It was just kind of boring after that.
That's filler. That's why.
It was still fun. It was still fun. But,
it's all right.
But
that's where you lead into Z after.
Where Goku gets the girl in that last Budokai, the tournament was amazing. Like I don't know if I'd be like, okay, Chi-Chi, I'm gonna marry you like he did. Like I thought
every time in those tournaments that they played Mezase Tenkaichi. Oh my gosh, I just melt.
So Dragon Ball was good. It was very good. I think it was also, there's a few, like I said, there's a few moments where the humor's kind of pushed out. We mentioned why that's a thing. One, that's kind of Toriyama in a nutshell, and two, they probably were like, oh, if we don't loop this for a little bit, we're not going to get that 30-minute mark. Like Dragon Ball was a good series. I'd highly suggest watching it if you guys haven't. If you guys like goofiness, like the level 10, Dragon Ball is good for that.
It's also like where a lot of the characters in Z get their roots. When the characters start dropping like flies in the Saiyan arc, it doesn't hit as hard if you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But if you've got the entire history of Dragon Ball behind you and they're dying, it's heartbreaking, dude.
Yeah, because you're just, if you're just starting with Z, you're like, who are these guys?
Like, who's that guy? Oh, all right. But if you've got all Dragon, like, no!
That's why
iconic Yamcha
He's already
pose.
died!
Yeah. Iconic, yeah.
And Yamcha's a perfect example because up to that point, he's had an on again, off again, will they, won't they, with Bulma all throughout Dragon Ball to that point. It was a very serious relationship that they had going on, and he dies, and she breaks, and it is so tragic.
Yep, and then if you haven't seen Dragon Ball, you don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know, it's just like, okay, the dude bro died.
Well, I think we briefly mentioned Super. Super was okay. Super was good. It wasn't Z.
I liked it.
I
I do have a few problems with Super though.
Well, what's
I
that?
have several problems with Super. Number one is the animation.
Yes, some of it's kind of
Super's animation has got a lot. They rushed it.
Yeah,
yeah, and then they don't really like it's. They turn into Super Saiyan God, and then automatically they're Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
There's no
there's no
and then
build
after
up.
that they do Ultra Instinct. It's constant power creep.
Yeah, that's one of my.
I love Ultra Instinct, but I do not. I don't like.
We didn't need Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. We didn't need.
Yeah.
We didn't need all.
We didn't need Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan God should have been Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
The opening movies, which were actually labeled as Dragon Ball Z originally, the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, God tier.
Yeah, they were good.
Movies were the best. Yeah.
Especially Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. That is a fantastic movie.
I never kept up with all the movies. I never did really.
I watched the majority of them.
I own all of them. Heaven help me.
The Battle of the Gods caught my attention because it was Battle of the Gods.
Battle of Gods is great.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the beginning of the Dragon Ball Z Renaissance with Battle of Gods. And then Super decides it's going to redo those two movies for reasons, and they rush them, and the animation is bad. The revision of the story is bad. Skip all of that. Don't watch any of that.
Oh, I agree with you. That's like the first.
Yeah, when Super came out, that's the first thing I skipped was the movie.
Yeah, you have to because those are bad.
Yeah.
Then you have the Universe 6 arc, the Champa arc. That is probably the best piece of the Dragon Ball Super show. That is a really good story, great characters, it's fun.
Yes.
Then you get what could have been the highlight of Dragon Ball Super with the Future Trunks / Goku Black arc. And it is absolutely amazing, but they botched the finale.
Yeah, I agree with you. The finale was kind of
when he turned into a bunch of faces. And
they should have just let Future Trunks kill the guy. That would have been so nice. It would have been a great end to that story. You would have given Trunks some flowers, but also catharsis for the viewers. But no, he became the universe. We killed him with literal Deus Ex Machina. Zeno in a box. We push a button to win the fight. What is all that crap? And now we got two
just done that in the beginning.
And now it's a future where there's two Future Trunks and two Future Mize. What the heck was that about?
I mean,
so that really sours that arc. And then you have the turn into power. It's not bad, but it's got some weird pacing issues. It's not bad. I'm not trying to shit on the turn into power, but it's got some problems. So when you're looking at the Dragon Ball Super show, I do like the show. But it has a whole host of problems.
Oh, I agree.
If you throw the show out of the way and you have those two, the Dragon Ball Z movies, and then you have the two Dragon Ball Super movies, Dragon Ball Super Broly, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, you have a god tier.
Oh, I haven't seen Superhero yet.
I heard Superhero was good.
That. It's amazing.
I like DAIMA. The only thing I didn't like about DAIMA is the Super Saiyan 4.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Well, I didn't like the big goofy hands. I like the seriousness of the GT version. I like that fit. That fit is the one for me.
Okay.
I do like how they focused how they showed how they make Majin Buu.
DAIMA was good. I don't love it as much as you guys do, but I think DAIMA, best way you explained it was they took GT and made it better.
It's the same thing they did with Broly, with the Dragon Ball Super Broly. Yeah. That's how I look at DAIMA.
So one of my biggest issues when I heard about DAIMA coming out was that, oh god damn it, they're gonna make Goku a kid again. And then oh god damn it, they're gonna do it with like most of the cast now.
They're gonna do it with GT. Well, they did it to everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
so
Goku.
My big bitch about anything is this, and this is probably like they turned all these other characters into kids. We didn't get to see any of them.
Exactly. They rushed through it all.
Yeah.
And because they limited themselves to 20 episodes, there was a lot of room for detail that just thrown by the wayside, and that's no fun.
Yeah. So and DAIMA does suffer from the Dragon Ball problem of starting slow and kind of pacing.
I actually love that though. That first episode of DAIMA is perfect because if you haven't watched Dragon Ball in 10 years, 20 years, it's the perfect pickup point.
The only thing I have that I didn't like about DAIMA is they introduced stuff like the bug that would fuse them, and they never used it.
Oculus.
I was telling LK as I watched it, and he got to hear me, my little bitches and my little, like, when I liked it. When DAIMA caught its stride, it was fucking amazing. Like, it felt like Dragon Ball. It felt,
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like Dragon Ball through.
It is that's the special thing about DAIMA. We just got done saying GT had nothing to do with Toriyama. Super had outlines from Toriyama. DAIMA, Toriyama was 100% hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the last time that will ever be the case. And
because he's, I hate to say it this way, because he's
dead.
dead. But yeah.
Yeah, but this was, even before he died, though, like, he was kind of like leaning back and just like, oh, I'll write an overview and just let him handle it. This he was excited by, and he really worked on it directly, and I feel like it shows.
Other than that, DAIMA was pretty damn good. DAIMA, I keep saying it two different ways.
Yeah, you keep saying DAIMA, and I'm like, why is he doing
I don't know why I'm saying. You know what? I don't know why.
I do like the booze we get out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. We got to see the origin of how a Majin is made, and that is so cool.
That was very cool. I love that. And Majin Ku and Majin Du are hilarious.
Yes, and their big motivators are food.
Yeah, I mean that's
chocolate.
Yeah,
it was booze motivator.
Also,
so
one of the things when it comes to the dub of DAIMA is they didn't just use the standard cast and like make them talk young. They got new voice actors to voice these characters, with one exception.
Goku.
They brought back Stephanie Nadolny from the Dragon Ball dub.
And
the old dub of Dragon Ball Z, she was Gohan back then. Mm-hmm. And they brought her back as Kid Goku.
My only bitch about the whole Dragon Ball as a whole is that it follows a very specific formula that you start seeing in Z. And it's like, look, I'm powerful. And then someone, oh shit, he's more powerful. Oh shit. Okay, well, guess what? I'm more powerful. Well, going back to what you were saying earlier about character development, that's a really good example. Like Tien Shinhan, and that's the reason I brought him up, is because look, like you said, if you haven't seen Dragon Ball, you're probably going to be a little confused about characters in Dragon Ball Z. The Cell Saga, where he about
kills himself
just to hold Cell back. Like, it's not, all he's doing is pissing Cell off. It's not hurting him. He's just getting mad.
You know what he's doing to do that?
Yeah, he's doing the move that's supposed to kill you.
Yes, it drains his life force, the Kikoho.
Yes.
Tri-beam
cannon.
It's a triangle. I'm good at translating.
If there's not, I think we've covered just about
the only other thing that I want to say is
you wanted to talk about the home video.
The home video market is a mess. I have this Dragon Box here, which is the best you can buy, although good luck at this point, they're out of print. I don't want to overly promote piracy, but I'm gonna be honest, buying Dragon Ball, you should buy a copy just to have one, but to watch, you want to check out the fan work, The Seed of Might. They did color corrections to really make it work. Why they won't do this for home video releases, and not just in America, anywhere, I don't understand.
Fans have been begging for that for years.
It's not even just that. They also use the broadcast audio, because the home video release, now this refers to the Japanese. If you're watching the dub, this isn't going to affect you. But if you're watching the Japanese with subtitles, the Japanese audio that on home releases is severely muted. It's using a track that was stored on the cells itself and not the recorded audio.
They're using outdated audio. Outdated
so what happened is when they first sent the things out, they had a separate audio track that was of higher quality, but then eventually they threw those out. Fans recovered all of it.
Good.
Not only that, they literally sent copies of it to Toei Animation. Said, hey, use this. We don't care. We don't want any money. We waive any rights. Use it. They don't.
Wow.
I looked up the boxes right now. Just the
boxes?
first box, $250.
Jesus.
Box 3 is the expensive one.
It's cool that there's some fans out there doing.
Oh yeah, and they include the dubs, all the dubs, including the Ocean dub and the Funimation dub, and they've got all of the soundtracks you want. They got options galore on them. They're nice MKV files. There's your advertisement for Seed of Might, I suppose. But it's a recent development of the fan community. They did Dragon Ball a couple of years ago. They're redoing Dragon Ball now to try and match better quality. Still, those are out there.
I can only imagine that like Sean Schemmel is pissed that they're doing that.
gosh, don't get me started on Sean
Well,
Schemmel.
well, before we stop, let's have a moment and talk about Sean Schemmel, who's the voice of Goku, who's been really bad recently. Like even going as far as yelling at fans for asking him about like Team 4-Star. Look it up. There's videos on him
I
going
have
off
a
on
personal
people.
experience of getting yelled at by Sean Schemmel from about 10 years ago.
Wow. Okay. Well, tell us.
So, a third-party friend of mine is like, this is back when AOL Instant Messenger still existed.
Okay.
A friend of mine's like, hey, I've got Sean Schemmel's AOL Instant Messenger. I'm like, no, you don't. That's bullshit. And he was able to actually prove to me that it was Sean Schemmel's because Sean Schemmel posted it himself on his social media at the time.
Huh.
So I'm like, okay, I'll message him. And I just messaged him and say, hey, wanted to thank you for what you've done for Dragon Ball. It's really cool. He flipped his lid on me for contacting him and not being a business opportunity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm just sitting here going, dude, I was just trying to say thanks for being awesome, guy. What the hell?
He kind of comes off as like, just from seeing him at cons and stuff, that as the guy that like either talk business or don't talk to me. He's been known to just like he'll go off
on people.
He'll go off on people for asking him about Team 4-Star, which I can understand because to an extent. Because
I understand why he might not want to talk about it, but you just say I've already made my statement on that.
Exactly. Instead of just going off on people, he instead.
Well, maybe he hears it too much. He's only human.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I understand
right.
that. But
I'm sure he does. But also, at the end of the day, they're not hurting him. He's got before, during, and after Team 4-Star's era. He's got plenty of work.
Yes.
He ain't going. They're not threatening his role as Goku. That's not going anywhere.
No.
He doesn't have anything to worry about.
And that's I think where it stems from is he's scared to death that his iconic character is going to be voiced by someone else in some other way. That things like fan created stuff like what Team 4-Star did. You can't get mad at him. You can't get mad at him. Like,
look, Team 4-Star was one of the lights in the darkness during the dark age of Dragon Ball before the Renaissance. They were something that Dragon Ball fans could talk about. There are
people that watch Dragon Ball because of Team 4-Star.
Oh, absolutely, there are. And God bless them for it. And they always tell you in those things, watch the official release.
Yes.
What a run.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wind down the podcast, guys. We thank you for watching. We thank you for listening. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we end this? Starting with Monster.
The best Dragon Ball Z game is Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
I think most of us agree with you on that one.
I would say Tenkaichi 2.
2 is good too. So we got Monsters. What's your final words there? Okay.
One of the best things about Dragon Ball
anything
is that it brings everybody together.
Yeah. I mean, we're here talking about it.
Well, Dragon Ball Z, the thing that for me is it's just amazing how enduring it's been. I mentioned I've been watching the show since 1995. I randomly found it while cleaning my room and channel surfing, ending up on UPN Channel 13 in LA in 1995, and there was Dragon Ball. And I zoomed in on that and watched it, and I've never stopped. And I'm so glad it's still here.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this episode. We thank you for watching. We thank you for listening. We will see you next week on the next episode. If you have anything you want to talk to us about, tell us about, review, there's a number to call. And usually I make Mr. Grizzly McBee say that, but this time it's going to be Monster74.
You can get a hold of us at 559-997-6803. I'll repeat, 559-997-6803.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week when we discuss another topic. I think that's it. Till then, we want you to stay nerdy.
Stay sexy.
Always.